presentation. Okay, now here's how the process is going to be documented. At each session, you will receive a copy of the informational PowerPoint presentation and any supplemental data. Then, following each meeting, a set of documents will be produced that will later help in creating the recommendations. These documents will include verbatim responses from each small group's worksheet. So when you work on things tonight, we will take what your group decides on verbatim and put that together, and an executive summary will reflect the collective work of all participants at this session. At each meeting, you will receive a packet of information that will contain these items from the previous session. So at the next meetings, they'll be included in your packet what was stated in this meeting. It is important to note that these meetings will not be conducive to the format of an open forum or debate. They are work sessions focused on results and reaching consensus or collective decision as a group. We want to maximize our time to be as positive and productive as possible while still allowing for the free exchange of ideas. The intent is to involve a large number of people that is as representative as possible of the community. If you know of other people in the community who should be involved in this process, please invite them to participate. Okay, and all of these items will be also available on our official PACT website, and you can see on the board PACT for sjsd.com. You may also go to the district website and click on that logo on the district website, and it'll take you right to the same site. Okay, there are a couple other items I need to mention. We know that your time is very valuable, and we very much appreciate you taking the time to come here this evening. We want to honor the 2-hour time commitment for each meeting. Each session will end at the time promised. We have planned a pretty tight agenda for each of the meetings. We have a lot to cover in a very short period of time. As such, it will be important for us to not interrupt the presenter with questions. We realize that you will probably have questions, so the presenter and other PACT representatives will be circulating among the tables and available to answer questions during our small group work time. We request that you respect our plan and procedure for questions and answers. Now, if you do have a question that is not necessarily directly related to the topic we are studying, we have placed an I have a question sheet. It's this goldenrod sheet in your packet. There should be forms at each table. If you have a question or comment, please write it on one of these forms and turn it into us at the end of the meeting. We'll be going around at the end of the meeting and make sure we're collecting everything at your table. You can also call or send us an email. We will have the appropriate person respond in a timely manner. Okay, now to our topic for this meeting. We thought it important to set the stage for our work, so we have asked our superintendent, Dr. Melody Smith, to give us a presentation that outlines the current state of the district. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Melody Smith.
Good evening, and thank you. Before we begin, could we give a shout out for Benton High School for hosting? And we had students here, we had staff here, and we really appreciate that they hosted us tonight. Thanks, Benton. I also want to thank the facilitating team for inviting me to present to you the state of the district. And here's what this is. The state of the district is a 50,000-foot view of the school district in total in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to ask you to forgive me ahead of time for speeding through it. It is really a lot of the information that's in the presentation is so that you will have it in front of you as you begin to deliberate about issues that we are facing in the future. So thank you for forgiving me for speeding through it. The state of the district. We are your public school district, and we are educating each child for success. We believe in engaged students, and you will see pictures of students throughout the presentation. Here's why. Probably not nearly enough pictures. If we were a marketing firm and a person was delivering to the stakeholders a presentation about the marketing firm, they would have brought in examples of how their marketing firm is number one. If we were widget makers and we were trying to talk to the board of directors or the stakeholders about what we were doing, we would have brought in our perfect widgets, and we would say, well, how did you get them? And we would say, well, we invested in these big machines, and we invested in these big products that made these widgets. We are educating children, and so you have pictures of our children throughout there because we don't want to ever forget what we do and why we do it. The presentation order, the outline, will be your SJSD, Did You Know? And really that's just sort of a compilation of statistics, data, and demographics that I will walk you through. We will also look at characteristics of highly effective schools and what it means to the teaching and learning of your children and what we do each day. We will focus on some student information, specifically student achievement information. We will do a quick overview of facilities and safety and security. I will spend probably the most of the time on all of these on an overview of funding, and then we will look at challenges that we face as a school district. So did you know that our core values are that we are committed to excellence, that we have a culture of collaboration, we believe the collective mind is better than the individual mind, and that we do what we do with integrity. Did you know that we have 4 goals? Our first goal really reflects what our job is, and that is to educate our students. We believe in educating the whole child, and that means that we ready those children and youth for basically to leave our walls and leave our buildings, and we educate the whole child. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Secondly, we believe that we have to recruit, develop, and retain a high-quality staff. The folks who are in front of our students are indeed the most important people in this school district. And we need to provide a safe, secure learning environment. And we'll talk a little bit about safety and security a little bit later, but that also has to do with the kind of environment for learning that is set for the student so he or she can be engaged as they learn. And finally, we want to practice fiscal stewardship of resources. Resources include money, obviously, the taxpayers' money, but it also includes how we take care of things, how we take care of the tables, how we take care of the chairs, how we make sure the technology is treated with respect, and how we take care of all of the resources that taxpayers' dollars purchase. We have been accredited with distinction in performance now for 3 years. We received the Commissioner's Award of Excellence for Professional Development. We were one of 2 large school districts in 2006. And then they gave a middle-sized school district and a small-sized school district. We were one of 2 large school districts to receive that award. We have Blue Ribbon schools, which are a national award, and we have Gold Star schools that are state awards. Those are based on student achievement and how many students are in proficient and advanced on the MAP test, which this week, obviously, is a very important week for MAP. We also have multiple student and staff awards at both the local, the region, the state, and the national level. Too many to go into, but each year at the convocation we lift those up, and we have a running list of our staff, students, who are recognized because they are experts in their field. We have about 1,000 professional staff and about 600 educational support staff. 52% of our staff have advanced degrees. Advanced degrees and technical licenses not only include teaching degrees, but it also includes recognitions across the nation for folks. For example, our Hilliard Technical Center staff very often have master licenses in their field, and those are included in this highly qualified staff and the advanced degrees. We have 26 national board certified teachers, and we rank in the top 5 or 6 in the state of school districts to have a considerable number of national board certified